The world of Elder Scrolls is huge, filled with mysteries and sometimes hard to comprehend. Potentially interested in roleplay players may be scared after they see the amount of lore. But fear not, ESO or WINGMAN series will help you to find your way within this overwhelmingly big world. This is a second episode in which we're going to take a look at more ESO factions. This time they are well-known or interesting groups located within the lands of Aldmeri Dominion. Aldmeri Dominion consists of three main races: Aldmer, or the High Elves, Bosmer, the Wood Elves, and Khajiit, the Catfolk. This alliance is led by Queen Ayrenn, who tries to reach the equality between the races of Dominion, but yet has to overcome prejudices and haughtiness of her own people. At the start of Three Banners War, Queen Ayrenn has reformed Talmur, first of the factions on our list. Their main purpose during the war was accumulation of all possible resources for Dominion army warring in Cyrodiil. They had to support people loyal to the Queen, track and punish impostors, and maintain proper political agenda across the territories under Dominion's control. Talmur headquarters are located in Woodhearth, southwest of Greenshade. They try to oversee not only mainland Tamriel, but also the Somerset Isles. Divine prosecution is an official part of Talmur that upholds the law on the islands and ensures security of its citizens. In case you're into High Elves, or if you are dying to spend all the time on Somerset, and even if you fancy shiny armor, sign up for joining Talmur. However, if you support Aldmeri Dominion but nevertheless prefer to stay behind the curtains, try yourself as one of the Eyes of the Queen. They are professional spies who serve Queen Ayrenn and stay one step ahead of her enemies. They are her eyes and ears within the Dominion lands and often outside it too. Most famous member of this group is, of course, Razumdar. He plays the major role in the Dominion questline, at some point of which your character can join Eyes of the Queen themselves. Next faction on the Somerset Isles will be Welkiner Griffon Knights. The members of Welkiner Order are famous for taming griffons and using them as mounts. People of Somerset regularly ask them for help in the time of need, and Griffon Knights also patrol the island in attempts to prevent any danger or crime. Becoming a Welkiner is a hard task. You not only have to show remarkable talent in martial arts or magic, not only one of the 4 Welkiner Knights has to accept you as their apprentice, but you also have to find a griffin's egg in the wild, hatch it, and tame the hatchling as it's growing up. The bond between the Griffon and Welkiner Knight is something bigger than friendship. Griffon Knights empower connection with their companions with magic rituals, and it is considered that both Knight and Griffon share their feelings, needs, and even thoughts. Brute force, or slight tricks, can suit some types of characters, when others prefer wisdom to be their sharpest weapon. If latter is the case, travel to Lillandril, majestic town in the west of Somerset which houses the College of Sapiarchs. Outstanding scholars and exceptionally talented mages join their ranks to continue studying on the college's secluded island, or outside its walls. Most brilliant and probably the most zealous can become the keepers of the Crystal Tower. Then they will have a chance to live and study within this mystical structure. However, the keepers usually devote their lives to protecting the secrets of the lawful crystal. In the deepest thickets of Grotwood there is a tree thought to be planted by Ifra himself. The tree is called Brecon Leaf, and the whole clan of Wood Elves protects it from the dangers of outside world. They call themselves Brecon Leaf Briars. They are hunters who venerate Ifra and the sacred tree. The Briars follow one of the 3 paths. of the tiger, the snake, and of the wolf, each of them having their strengths. While most of the Briars are wood elves, they can accept anyone who's eager to step on the path of the hunt and protect Brecon leaf. At the first glance, Bosmer may seem to be wild and savage race. They are feral warriors living in the trees, connected to untamed nature probably more than all other races. But in reality, Bosmeri culture is much deeper than that. They follow the Green Pact, respect all plants in Ballenwood, and revere their past, their present, and even their future. Bosmeri faction of historians, priests, and mystics is called the Spinners. They pray to Ifrei and speak of him as of the storyteller. According to their belief, Ifrei showed them a way to live their lives in form of the stories and fables. The Spinners of Ifrei are capable of not only telling the past events, but also predicting the future, sometimes with striking accuracy. Most powerful spinners can create potent illusions, having their listeners living through the stories. They usually serve as bards who treat common wood elves with clever stories, or wise advisors to Ballenwood rulers. There are rumors that spinners never move on their own unless carried by someone else. This is, of course, not true. Nevertheless, they don't usually travel far from their homes and prefer to stay in their native environments. In the west of Reaper's Marsh, a small village houses the headquarters of the next organization on our list. They are assassins for hire who call themselves Bindus Grangers. Some time ago, Bindus Grangers were fighting with Khajiits on the border between Ballenwood and elsewhere. They also raided towns and cities within Reaper's Marsh, and that left a scar on their reputation. But now, when those times are long gone, they legally serve as mercenaries. Because of their criminal past, most people treat Bindus Grangers with caution. On the other hand, Ranger skills in target eliminations are considered unmatched. Griffon the Redbeard, one of the undaunted pledge masters, used to be a member of Bindus Grangers. Most of the members are Bosmer, but who knows, maybe your character will be skillful and charismatic enough to convince them to accept you in their ranks. Khajiit has wares if you have coin. The saying can be heard in almost every part of Tamriel. This catchphrase belongs to Bhandari, faction of traveling merchants from elsewhere. Bhandari peddlers worship Bandar, the trickster deity famous for outsmarting humans and elves. Traveling merchants follow their own set of rules known as Bhandari Code. One of the rules define that those objects that are left unsecured can be reclaimed by Bhandari, hence, a part of their tradesmanship, they got reputation of thieves. Using lunar compasses for navigation, peddlers travel all over the continent. Their camps can be seen in Iliac Bay and in Skyrim, on Somerset Isles and in Imperial City. Most notable outpost is located on the border between Malabar Tor and Reaper's March, and it already turned into a small market town. While Bhandari consists of mostly Khajiits, all other races can join them as long as they follow Bhandari Code. Despite of tenacious reputation of thieves, Khajiiti people are also great warriors, and next two factions are the living proof. Let's take a look at the Pride of Alkosh. This group worships the Dragon King of Cats, Khajiiti aspect of Akatosh. Pride Home, the ancient monastery of Alkosh worshippers located deep in Talmur jungle, serve these warrior monks as a main base. The Pride of Alkosh serves to protect elsewhere in the time of need, and their most prominent action was the defensive against dragons, alongside with Dragon Guard. Khajiiti culture is greatly influenced not only by moon sugar or moon cycle, but also by martial traditions. Monks of Cat people are probably better known for their prominent skills in unarmed fighting than for religious devotion. Indeed, a lot of monks master martial combat known as the Art of Claw Dancers, or Rain of Sand, And this fighting style resonates with both Khajiiti's spiritual philosophy and their innate animosity. Adepts of the claw dance consider them as a special form of meditation rather than a fighting style. They say that it helps to accumulate powers inside of the monk to achieve their goals. Allegedly, the masters of energy flow are capable of breaking stone walls with their punches or even imbue their strikes with fire. There are 4 known styles of claw dances: Desert Rain, Desert Wind, Goat Fang, and Whispering Claw. Each of them has distinguishing elements, and they are taught in different adeptoriums in elsewhere. Who said that only the Aldmeri, Bosmer, and Khajiit call lands of Dominion their homeland? Ballenwood also houses orc clans, who have been living there since unrecorded times. Through the history, they fought and formed alliances with their neighbors, and just like wood elves, they learned how to live in untamed nature of forests and jungles. Akin their northern relatives, wood orcs are great in smithing. They do not follow the Green Pact, therefore they established a lot of trading routes with Bosmer, supplying them with goods such as coal or metal tools, goods which Bosmer cannot produce themselves due to the Green Pact restrictions. And when they are tad smaller and nimbler than orcs from Rodgarian mountains, they are headstrong and savage just the same. Although I included villains in the previous video, this one consists only out of factions of good and neutral alignment. If I were going to include all evil factions in the zone, it would have been too many since almost every cave has their own bandit lord. On the other hand, it would be too few to count only most prominent ones. I could think only of Veiled Heritance, Black Sap Rebellion, Houndsman, Order of the New Moon, Court of Bedlam with Abyssal Cabal and Severset probably. I will include them in separate video about evil Willian factions. And you, of course, let me know in the comments in case I missed anything. I hope this will inspire you for an adventure of your own. Thank you very much for watching this video and stay tuned for the next episode of ESO RP Wingman.